Good afternoon, viewers, and welcome to Listen. Listen is the show which discusses the challenges and insecurities of adolescents, as well as the challenges of parenting adolescents. We're coming to you live from Metro TV and also showing on DSTV channel 277, Go TV channel 170. We're streaming live on Ali Television Network on YouTube and showing live on KMTV in Liberia. Listen is proudly sponsored by Better Mold, Expert Travels and Tours, Kia Senso Limited, CH Foods, Lush Fortune Limited, Porter's Dew Mineral Water, Power Life Global, and I am proudly styled by W Emporium. W Emporium says be bold in your style, be classic and chic in your clothes, be sassy with a smile, and you can only achieve this by wearing clothes from W Emporium for all your occasion wear, smart, casual, and casual. For your bold and chic look, W Emporium is the place to go. You can find them on the Horizon Center or Liberation Road and near the Polo Club. W Emporium, your bold, chic, and sassy style. Expert Travel and Tours offers a complete package for all your travel needs. Our tour packages include both Ghana and overseas, and educational and field trips for primary, JHS, SHS, and university student trips abroad also available. Call Expert Travel and Tours on 054-411-1477. Porter's Dew Mineral Water is drawn from the deep, refreshing wells of Mitsu Pram Pram, distilled and bottled with state-of-the-art machinery and the strict hygienic conditions. For bulk purchase, you may contact them on 027-400-9933. Contact Lush Fortune Limited for your home, office, and hotel furnishings, curtains, blinds, and home decor accessories, and much more. You can reach them on 024-426-5588 or 030-281-1163. What fuels you to be better at your game? Better Malt has created the optimal vitamin combination to provide you with the nourishment you require. As you go about your everyday tasks, grab a cool and refreshing Better Malt and be better every day. Get your fresh frozen top quality yam chips and yam balls from CH Foods for your home and all your events use. Available in all leading supermarkets. The packaging is 2.5 kg, 5 kg, and 1 kg. For bulk purchase, you can contact them on 050-3334-377 or 059-9973-700. Stay tuned, we'll be right back.
Distinctly different and heavily blessed for supernatural exploit. Potter's Dew Natural Mineral Water is drawn from the deep, refreshing wells of Potter City, Mitsu Pram Pram, distilled and bottled with state-of-the-art machinery under strict hygienic conditions for satisfying and refreshing water. Quench your thirst with Potter's Dew Natural Mineral Water, blessed and sanctified for healing and preservation. Insure mudahodi and one Potter's Dew.
Hello there. Are you considering embarking on a tour or traveling for business, education, relaxation, and recreational activities? Are you uncertain as to where to start? No passport, no itinerary, or simply tired of delayed services from travel and tour companies? Catch your breath. Expert World Tours is here to make your travel better. We provide a wide range of services such as flight reservation and ticketing, international tours, domestic tours, group tours, passport processing with birth certificate, hotel reservations, work and study abroad, visa application assistance, student and church excursions, hospitality services, football scouting, and many more. You can contact us on 0202-490190 or 026-1991-206. Contact us through email on expertworldtours@gmail.com. You can get in touch with us via our website at www.expertworldtours.com. Expert World Tours, Let's make your travel better, 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 better.
Hey, like mommy, like me.
Better malt, like mommy, like me. This advert is FDA approved.
Your favorite yam chips, now easier to prepare. Get fresh frozen yam chips from CH Foods for home use and events. Also available is our fresh frozen yam balls. All you need is to grab a pack, defrost and fry, season to taste and enjoy. Available in all leading supermarkets in 1 kg, 2.5 kg and 5 kg packs. For bulk purchase, kindly contact CH Food on 050-333-4377 or 059-997-3700. CH Foods fresh frozen yam chips and yam balls. Affordable convenience, a tasty option.
This advert is FDA approved.
Turn your home and office design dreams into reality. Here at Lesh Fortune, interior design is our passion. Customized interior design solutions, top of the range products such as curtains and accessories, blinds and accessories, trendy voile, bespoke hotel, home and office furniture, top-notch space design services.
I'm the CEO of Builders Estate. When it comes to putting the final touch on all my building projects, I look no further than Lesh Fortune for all my interior decoration needs. They bring your ideas to life.
Turning your house into a home takes more than just accessories. You need beauty and elegance, and the expertise is very important. That's why I choose Lesh Fortune Limited, because they have experience.
Yes, indeed. With our many years of experience, we would excite you. So make that call now. Call us on 0244-265588 or 0302-811163. Lesh Fortune Limited, luxuriously perfect.
And the Lord himself shall descend in a shout, in the voice of an archangel and the trump of God. Are you ready? It's High School Worship 2022. Get ready to travel to Mount Zion and join the company of the Church of the Firstborn. In countless number of angels and spirit of just men made perfect to worship the Lord and lift his name high. Anticipate this November. High School Worship. The aim is Christ. The outcome is Christ.
Welcome back to the studio. If you've just joined us, you're watching Listen. Listen is the show which discusses the challenges and the insecurities of adolescents, as well as the challenge of parenting adolescents. I'm takyi-appiah, your host. The last 3 episodes, we've been talking about parent-adolescent communication and the space and opportunity for adolescents to talk. At one point, adolescents says parents should give them the opportunity to make the mistakes, and that they should have the guidance on a 50-50 level, where parents will take 50% and they take upon themselves the remaining 50%. It didn't go very well for the adolescents, because the parents kept letting them know that to give you 50%, you have to show much more commitment and responsibility. Now, they say that, fine, to get that, you need to give them the opportunity where they can come back to you and talk to you, because when they approach you, as you're saying, they are not communicating, they get rejected, so they won't come back. And parents are saying that it's pride that makes them not come back to ask the question they wanted to ask or talk about what they wanted to talk about. Fear of rejection. This afternoon, with my very able team, we're going to be discussing, is it really fear of rejection from the adolescent point, or is it pride from the parent's point? With me in the studio to discuss, on the parent side, we have Mr. Chumesi. Mr. Chumesi is a consultant and an entrepreneur. He is always very good with the adolescent. And for our resource persons, we have our very own Dr. Newman Arthur. Dr. Arthur, it's been a while. It's good to see you. And for the adolescents, we have Elikem, who again is here with his laptop, and Winnie, who's been up all night preparing for this discussion. Welcome to the studio, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.
As you know, it's an interactive show, so you can send your comments and contributions via WhatsApp, and the number to send it to is 020-723-3302. If you're sending your message from out of Ghana, you just add the +23. It's on your screens now. Now, I'm going to start with Mr. Chumesi. The adolescents are saying that, oh, before I go on, so we had one of our viewers send a message to say that she's very grateful for the program because since she's been watching this season, she's learned a lot and she's been applying it at home. And she went to the point of actually sitting her children down and apologizing to them for all the decisions or the moments that she's gone wrong, and she knew what she was wrong, and it's changed the atmosphere in her home. So for us, we're grateful that we're making the impact, and it's not just a show on TV. Mr. Chumesi, adolescents say that parents constantly reject them without giving them the opportunity to even hear the first point of call. He or she comes to you like, Mommy, oh, I'm busy. Come back later. They are not attaching any importance to the moment they approach them. And the rejection becomes such a problem that they are not willing to come back. Are parents really doing this, or is it a phantom of their imagination?
Okay, so once again, thank you. I think I've fallen in love with the testimony the listener shared with regards to the fact that the show has made a difference and it continues to make a difference. I think you know my position on some of these conversations. I think my position generally is the fact that these young people, these adolescents are our responsibility. We are stewards of these people.
Yes.
And you remember when we started this 50-50 conversation, it was around moving from point A to point Z, where parents along the line are able to relinquish a bit more control, allowing them to be a bit more responsible vis-a-vis how they are, responding to these conversations. And bottom line, it would always require communication. And so long as there's communication, not just verbal, non-verbal, and all these other things that go into a basket. Yes, there are seasons where parents reject their children. And there are times when...
So you say seasons?
Yes. Let me just go ahead with this.
Okay.
There are seasons where parents do or may respond in ways that they may not be even aware they are responding in that manner, and hence put off the children, because you can't come to somebody and be 10 back 2, 3, 4 times. You won't come back.
Yes,
it is a natural human reaction. And there are times also parents may not even know that is what is happening. They don't even know they are rejecting. And then a child will also say, when I go, she will say, no, I'm busy, or won't have time for me, so I'm not coming back.
When you say they don't even know, I'm a bit confused, because if my daughter comes to me trying to reach out and I go, please, I'm busy. Well, the please doesn't even come. I'm busy. Oh, not right now. Okay. I just got home.
Okay.
Okay. So if you say they don't know, yes. I find it a bit...
So let's take it from this perspective. So you have a mom.
Yes.
Let's say who works at a bank. Leaves at dawn or leaves very early and comes back quite late. And unfortunately, she's coming home with work also.
Okay.
Right. Until there's a deliberateness about the fact that this one is also as important as that one in terms of your work, and then communicating with your child or whoever it is, or your guardian, whoever, until there's a certain appreciation that is as important as getting a salary from the bank. Then there are behaviors that you model over time that you even lose track of. Because you've brought work home and you've made up your mind you will finish that report before morning.
Mr. Chumesi,
yes.
When you say deliberateness, yes. I have a problem again. Because you have a child.
Good.
How deliberate can you be that I'm going home and they are there? It's not like you pick them as and when you want. Or when you decide this is the moment for me to be a parent, you go to the shop and say, this one, I'm taking it. No. So the deliberateness should not even be an issue.
In fact, that should be the issue. You have to be deliberate about it as a parent.
Dr. Newman?
Yes. It's deliberate about it. You have to decide this is how it would go.
How do you decide something that you planned to have? You have them. They live with you. You've been with them since you carried them. Okay? How deliberate again can you be after carrying a child for 9 months, going through labor? I mean, how deliberate?
So that the evidence as we have it now is almost clear that quite a number are not as deliberate as they should be. That's why we are having this conversation in the first place.
They're saying yes. Dr. Newman?
Probably, maybe the word deliberate.
I get the point.
Maybe we can replace intentional. Intentional means that when someone is intentional, they plan and execute whatever it is. So you're coming home, you are intentional about your interaction with them.
Absolutely.
You know, it's the same way you plan your day. You may have to plan that because see, human relationships is not. It's not straight jacket. It's not. There are a lot of dynamics with human relations because of how we feel at various points in time. So, for example, you are at work. You think everything will go well that day, but you get a bad news or some stressful situation. You will respond.
Yeah.
And when you're stressed, you're worried. That wasn't planned the whole day.
Yeah.
And you come home with that burden, and you come and your adolescent child wants an immediate attention. You know, it becomes difficult. That is why the concept of emotional intelligence is one of the tops. You know, we have 3 types of intelligence. We have the IQ, you know, the intelligence quotient, that measures your cognitive ability. Then we have the emotional intelligence, looking at how aware you are with your own emotions, managing your own emotions, being aware of other people's emotions, and using appropriate skills to be able to handle them based on their emotions at that present time. Then we have the social intelligence that looks at the person's interpersonal relationships and how they respond to people, right? And all these are various dynamics in terms of, you know, responding to people. And so, in this case, if everybody, including the adolescents, are emotionally intelligent, what it means is that even before you step out to have a conversation with your mom, you need to be aware of your own emotions about that moment, in that moment, and be able to also be aware of whatever situation happening to your parents. Then you are able to respond to them appropriately. So you don't go straight ahead when you know that your father is stressed from work, come in and say, I want your attention. You won't get the best of attention from your parents.
What happens to, if you're saying this for maybe a 15, 16, 17, 17, 18, 19-year-old adolescent, I agree. But what about the 10-year-old?
Yes, so that is why I'm saying that it's a two-way thing, right? Parents also have their own issues. Adolescents have their own issues.
Yes.
Right, and you have 2 people with different issues trying to make sense out of the same space. There will be conflict. So the immediate response may not be appropriate, but the subsequent responses is what is important. Because, for example, I come back home, I'm tired, and you come, you want an attention. I say, oh, I'm tired, not this time. Then maybe in an hour or 2, you know, I become aware of, no, maybe I shouldn't have responded that way. The immediate response was negative. But I should be aware of my actions in that moment and probably go talk to my adolescent kid and say, oh, I think when I came, I was very stressed. So when you talked to me, I didn't have time. What did you want to say? So the immediate responses can always be emotional. You know, maybe let me go back a bit. I don't agree with 50-50 because it doesn't work that way. You know, parent, the main concern and fear of every parent is that their kids will not grow up to become very responsible and that their life is going to be destroyed based on decisions.
Yes.
And every adolescent taking any decision would have to realize that there are future consequences. And that is the fear of every parent. Every parent, regardless of who they are, they want to see their kids, have a certain future. Except the parent is entirely not really correct. There are some parents who really are out of touch with this world, and they are very selfish, and they are in for their own, but when it comes to generally, every parent will want to see their kids get very far with life. And based on that fear, and based on their own past knowledge and experiences, they may decide to take certain decisions about their adolescent child, right? And so, whatever an adolescent thinks about, parents are older one. They may be wiser too. They may be fully aware of things that they are not. Primarily because they are now experiencing new things. Even their brain is not fully developed to take, major decisions, that they need some kind of
You mean
guidance.
the parents?
No, I'm talking about the adolescent.
Okay.
So an adolescent may think they know too much about a certain subject, but that knowledge is limited and maybe inexperienced kind of knowledge. So for example, you're stepping up with maybe a friend. You are a female adolescent. You have a friend who is a guy. You say bestie. Any parent who sees a bestie opposite sex, they are quite worried. Because you cannot have a bestie who is a male. And there will not be feelings and emotions, and one day he will not sleep with you. It doesn't happen that way.
But it says...
Yes, so behind, then don't go with him. It's not because he doesn't understand you or he doesn't want you to be happy. But he's afraid that you come back one day and say that I'm pregnant or have this or have that. And so that is the fear. So a lot of parents, approach their adolescents based on fear. Based on fear. But I think that it is how we communicate our anxieties. That is where the problem is.
The communication of the anxieties. Yes. Elikem, we're coming to the pride. Parents are saying that you guys are not coming back because of pride. But Dr. Newman and Mr. Chumisi have explained that the time of your approach is even wrong. Is it pride?
Okay, thank you.
Or is it really a fear of rejection? Yeah.
So I think one way or the other, I would say that the pride is temporal.
So there's pride?
Temporal, by very first.
No. Is there pride?
A bit of pride, but not.
I didn't say the size of the pride. Is there pride?
So I would say there is no pride. With reason that a child's mind is like a virgin land, very open.
Is it?
Yes. So at the moment where we are supposed to have that engagement, the first response you give to me is what I keep, because the first response you give to me is what I keep in my head. If I should come to you, maybe mommy, at my childhood, so whatever, let me make it this way, whatever you tell me at the onset, or whatever I experience at the onset of my growth, is what I carry on along. So
when
if
you
I have
say onset of your growth, what are you?
So from childhood to the adolescent stage.
Okay.
Whatever experience I've had during that time determines what happened along the way. So if at my childhood time, maybe I go out with my mom and I'm like, mommy, I want calipo. Oh, it's not good for you. You get sick. That kind of response, and it's being repetitive. Maybe another time I want this. It becomes a continuous something. At that point in time, if I should come back to maybe I need something. The moment I think the thought comes that, oh, go and ask me, there is an automatic playback. Mommy will not even mind me.
There's something you need. Is it possible it's another calipo or cookies? Or this time it's a textbook?
Maybe this time it's a textbook.
Now, why don't you, the adolescent, weigh that? Before I was asking for calipo and cookies. Now it's a textbook.
That's what I'm saying from the onset. If that relationship, okay, maybe you next time, if the parent was like, okay, the calipo, not today, next time, it's understandable. But from the Ghanaian parent or African parent donation, that kind of donation alone would turn the child, because as Doc was saying, emotions. You put my spirit down. So at the point in time, I've become used to it. This kind of I think there's it's like something PTSD, post-traumatic stress disease.
So the rejection, your parents saying no is don't go there.
All right. So it's at that moment, I've become used to this kind of experience. So by the time I get to my adolescent stage, I will still make an attempt in my adolescent stage. Maybe I might bring up something sensitive. The first reaction of the parents...
What is sensitive? Give me your idea of sensitive.
So the reason I'm using the word sensitive, I don't want to... so maybe if I come, Mommy, I've gotten a girlfriend though. The first reaction from my parents would determine whether I'll bring another topic related to that.
No, but if you were, please, if you were an adult, if you were a father, and your adolescent child comes and say, Daddy, I've gotten a girlfriend, what will you say?
The approach.
No, what will you say?
Oh, like I say, at that moment, I know, okay, no, at this point, it's not really this thing, but I will not have to let the person know, say, the way, like,
no, but no,
I guess.
Let me. 1 minute. See, I want you to put the same question to Winnie. Please ask Winnie the same question.
My point here is that is the kind of way you respond to it is where the problem is. The social media personality we had at the next chapter was like when his daughter told him that he has a boyfriend. The approach in which he took, oh, okay, then he spoke to the guy. Like at that moment, there's a bit of comfortability. So it's you up to the parent to find a way. If in your jurisdiction you think it's not suitable for you, then you find a way to curb that kind of situation. But to the point where at the onset, hey, if there's something much more bigger than that, I won't even bring it for you to know.
Yeah, you're right, but that's why I was saying that you have to realize that. You see, the immediate response. If I'm there and my daughter comes to, maybe a 15-year-old comes to tell me that she's gotten a boyfriend, the immediate response will be I don't know how to describe it. You may get angry, but it's the subsequent response. I hope you understand what I'm saying. Because you won't get it at this stage. You know, where you are a parent and your daughter comes. So it depends on even the parents' own socialization and what the parent has also gone through themselves. But the immediate response may be fear, may be panic, may be surprise, may be danger. I wanted to give it, I won't give it, because this morning I heard 2 kids having some conversation about the fact that some boy B has proposed to her in primary school.
So anytime I say that is the generation we find ourselves.
Yeah, and so you panic. And so my point generally is that adolescents, you have to realize that parents also are human beings. They have emotions, they have concerns, they have anxieties. And the same way you panic about situations is the same way they would also panic about situations. And that can create problems. And if we don't have a way of resolving that conflict well, that is when there are problems. Because it's not easy at all.
I want to, let me continue from...
Yes, please do.
You know, and I was excited about the fact that the initial response may be emotional. And it could be negative emotional. But generally...
Do we have positive emotional?
Yeah. But I don't want to go there now. Okay. But you realize that it is generally for me, I always say it is the responsibility of the parent at a point in terms of the initial reaction. So maybe I reacted wrongly. I should be able to come to my senses or come to myself and go back and, remedy the conversation.
That's the parent.
Yes. So let me give you a scenario. So about 4 months ago, thereabouts, I'm there and then my girl, I think she's 10 now, she comes to me and says, Daddy, I want to tell you something. Okay? And she tells me, oh, she's crashing on a boy in her class.
Hey.
Right.
Okay.
So, and he talks about emotional intelligence, yeah? The initial reaction would be for you to, hey, what's going on?
And nobody got time for that.
But with maturity, I should be able to calm down and let the inner boiling not show.
But you were boiling inner.
You would boil, it's natural. It's natural. The inner boiling will not show, and then I can calm down for her to be comfortable enough to continue the engagement, because I want to know more. Because then I ask her, have you told your mom? He says, no, I can't tell her. You know what that means? What it means is that if that platform is not created for that conversation to happen, I will lose. She will not know she will lose, but I know I will lose. Because then there are things she cannot come and tell me. But I need her to be talking to me. Because I am wiser than her, I am smarter than her, I want her future. But if I don't open the doors of communication properly, it will close. And getting it back becomes a problem. And that's my position. There's nothing she will tell me I haven't heard before.
True.
At her age, I was on the roof because she said she's crashing on somebody. It's the responses.
I'm sure the person who crashing on she's watching you right
It's
now.
possible, yes. And can you imagine? I don't even remember even the name, but I knew at those ages there were crashes. It is standard. So if she comes to me with a conversation like that, maybe let's assume I was busy or I was distracted. I may say, go, I'll talk to you. But like he said, I should be able to go back and say, hey, can we talk about this matter now? I'm sorry, I was busy. But what were you talking about? She may coil a bit, but eventually she'll come up. And gradually, when she knows I won't judge, when she knows I won't overscream, and we can talk, I'll be hearing things, and I tell you the things I hear. Hey, Ali.
I want to be a fly on the wall.
Ali.
Winnie, Elikam has been trying to explain to us what goes into the rejection suite, and with what Dr. Newman Arthur was saying. If your daughter comes to you and said that she was crushing on somebody, do you think that it would be something easy for you to handle, that you think parents should be able to deal with it, like drinking ice water?
It wouldn't be so easy, but you can't kill a bird with one stone. And there are several ways to kill a cat. So maybe you just like, oh, okay.
Killing birds and cats.
So you'd be like, oh, okay, that's nice. When are you bringing him home?
That is from your perspective.
Yes.
That's how. When are you doing what?
When are you bringing him?
Are you being real?
Yes. When are you bringing him home? So when you bring him home, then it's then my responsibility to assess the boy, find out more about him, become friendly, come down to his level. But when you come and I'm like, hey, no, not in my house. I mean, come on. Even if I was my own child, I wouldn't even open that topic of relationship again. And that is where we tend to think our children are full of pride and others.
I mean, it sounds like a movie she's talking about.
But it's real.
It's fact.
It's real.
It's fact. Yes, it's fact. You see, I always tell parents, I tell my people, guys, there is nothing you cannot tell me. And when I open that doorway for you, and then I also tell you the repercussions of some of the things you intend to tell me. So it's open. And it's not everything you hear that you're excited about. There are some things you don't want them to repeat as a mistake because you have exposure. But as hot and as young as they are times they are tempted to test it or poke their eye in something. But my responsibility is to be able to open all the vista to you. Tell you, these are outcomes. These are intended outcomes. These are the things you should expect to see if you go that way or that way. It's our responsibility to do that, to be able to open stuff up to them. Because now it is getting to the point where my adult son is gradually understanding I'm not as daft as they thought I was.
You are not as daft?
As daft as they thought I was.
On that note, our parents being daft or not being daft, we take a quick commercial break and we'll be right back.
Your favorite yam chips, now easier to prepare. Get fresh frozen yam chips from CH Foods for home use and events. Also available is our fresh frozen yam balls. All you need is to grab a pack, defrost and fry, season to taste and enjoy. Available in all leading supermarkets in 1 kg, 2.5 kg and 5 kg packs. For bulk purchase, kindly contact CH Food on 050-333-4377 or 059-997-3700. CH Foods fresh frozen yam chips and yam balls. Affordable convenience, a tasty option.
This advert is FDA approved.
Pure, distinctly different, and heavily blessed for supernatural exploit. Potter's Dew natural mineral water is drawn from the deep, refreshing wells of Potter City, Nature Pram, distilled and bottled with state-of-the-art machinery under strict hygienic conditions for satisfying and refreshing water. Quench your thirst with Potter's Dew natural mineral water, blessed and sanctified for healing and preservation. nsuo mu da hɔ deɛ ɛno ara ne potter stew.
Like mommy, like me.
Better malt, like mommy, like me. This advert is FDA approved.
Hello there. Are you considering embarking on a tour or traveling for business, education, relaxation, and recreational activities? Are you uncertain as to where to start? No passport, no itinerary, or simply tired of delayed services from travel and tour companies? Catch your breath. Expert World Tours is here to make your travel better. We provide a wide range of services such as flight reservation and ticketing, international tours, domestic tours, group tours, passport processing with birth certificate, hotel reservations, work and study abroad, visa application assistance, student and church excursions, hospitality services, football scouting, and many more. You can contact us on 0202 490190 or 026 1991 206. Contact us through email on expertworldtours@gmail.com. You can get in touch with us via our website at www.expertworldtours.com. Expert World Tours. Let's make your travel better.
Turn your home and office design dreams into reality. Here at Lesh Fortune, interior design is our passion. Customized interior design solutions, top-of-the-range products such as curtains and accessories, blinds and accessories, trendy voile, bespoke hotel, home and office furniture, top-notch space design services.
I'm the CEO of Builders Estate. When it comes to putting the final touch on all my building projects, I look no further than Lesh Fortune for all my interior decoration needs. They bring your ideas to life.
Turning your house into a home takes more than just accessories. You need beauty and elegance, and the expertise is very important. That's why I choose Lesh Fortune Limited, because they have experience.
Yes, indeed. With our many years of experience, we would excite you. So make that call now. Call us on 0244 265588 or 0302 811163. Lesh Fortune Limited, luxuriously perfect.
Welcome back to the studio. If you really wish you were here when we go off for the commercial break. Before we went on the break, we were talking about the pride and rejection. Now, I think in our discussion so far, we've kind of established that there is some rejection along the line. And for the adolescents, they haven't really convinced us that it's not pride. Winnie, is it really not pride that you go by? Because this is your parent. You live with the parent every day. Can't you, mommy says, I'm busy. Will it hurt for you to go back and give it another try?
Mommy, it wouldn't hurt to, but when talking to your parents in a typical Ghanaian home, before you have...
How many typical Ghanaian homes have you lived in? Anna?
Mommy, just one, but we all know people and we all have friends,
okay.
Yes. So in a typical Ghanaian home, it's difficult to have a relationship with your parents.
Why do you say that?
Because some of our parents make themselves as dictators. And even when they try to have friendly conversations with you, they end up telling you what to do. They don't want to listen to you, but it's like they are guiding you. But they don't want to listen to your point of view. So when it comes to situations like me opening up to a parent or something, it will be very difficult. And even when I try and tell me, oh, okay, I'm busy, I will not feel offended. Oh, no, I'll go and come again. But when I go and I start touching on sensitive topics like Kemi said,
What did Kemi say?
Okay, sensitive topics, dealing with relationships. Maybe I'm like, I have a boyfriend, and you give me an eye, and you open your mouth, and like, in my house, when you give me those reactions, I wouldn't feel comfortable. I would not feel comfortable to open up to you. But when you're like, oh, okay, that's nice.
You don't think that reaction finished? Because I like Dr. Newman's reaction. Good. That's nice. Go
That's
on.
nice. I know that you are not pleased with it, but just listen to what I have to say. Later, sit me down and then talk to me. Or even if you give me the annoying look, when you go back, find a way.
Oh, there's an annoying look.
Yes. Go back and then come back and find a nice way to get back and let's continue this conversation.
Okay.
But like Dr. Newman said, they realize what they do is not really the best. They never come back. 90% of Ghanaian parents, if they are being truthful, they will tell us that they actually don't come back when they realize that the reactions they gave us are not right. They just decide to cover the sand on those topics.
Go and take them out in the fridge, stuff like that. Let me read this message. He says, hi, good afternoon. I really love what the students are saying. Because our parents feel we are too proud. Example, my mom, if we discuss those type of relationship things with her, she'll be like, when I was at your age, I wasn't having a boyfriend. They tend to compare us to their youthful age, forgetting that we are in the modern world. Dr. Newman.
I'm happy you called me. No, but you know, let me just make a statement that I think that, you know, transiting from childhood to adulthood, the period is what we call adolescence.
Yeah.
They have their own issues based on growth, because the brain is growing. There are all kinds of hormonal changes here and there. And at some point, their cognitive growth, three things happen. You know, they get into a period of independence. Adolescent stage characterized by three things. Independence, where their brain is now developed to the point where they can actually take some decisions on their own. So they may decide when they are bathing, they're stepping out, what to do, because now they can navigate their way through some, you know, some things in life.
Okay.
You know, a child really cannot. They get up and you have to force them to go bath, to go do this and that. So independence is one of them. Two, formation of their own self-identity. You know, who they are, what they can do. You know, that is where, if they are not too confident in their own capabilities, insecurities and stuff come in. You know, insecurities around, one, their families, two, social insecurities, their body image, and also if they've had some traumatic past events, you know, they may have some insecurities in forming the right relationships. So they form their own self-identity around that time. Then the third one has to do with, you know, their worldviews, what they think about issues. So when it comes to relationships, there are some people who've been groomed to think that, no, it's not time for this kind of relationship. So they may stay single till they marry. And I think that is the best, because it takes away all kinds of problems. You know, some people to form a certain worldviews about their own sexuality, about, you know, what education is, what life really is, even their concept about God, you know, and morality and all that. That period is critical for the development of all those things, you know. So critically around that time, parents are not supposed to dictate, but to discuss. But in that discussion,
please repeat it.
Parents are not supposed to dictate. Dictate means that if you have a small child, hey, go and bath. You know, they also, mommy, I'm going to bath.
Please, let me interject. So any adolescent that you have to say, hey, go and bath, is still thinking like a child.
Yes, so
Thank you.
No. No, but
they know themselves.
You know, so for example,
I won't mention names.
You know, a child may not go and bath because they don't think they have to go and bath. They may not have come to the point where they see it as even necessary to go and bath. But another adolescent, they see it. And maybe they've planned that I'll bath in the afternoon. You know, so they are actually matured enough to actually help with some kind of decision making. And that is why parents don't dictate to an adolescent, they discuss. In that discussion, there should be a leader.
And the leader is the parent.
The leader is the parent. Adolescents cannot lead in that discussion because they are not experienced enough to know the outcome of their decisions.
Okay.
No,
please repeat that. They are
yes,
not what?
They are not experienced enough to know the outcome of their decisions.
So they cannot lead the discussion.
They cannot lead that discussion. Because, you see, there are some adolescents who may take some decisions they think is very, very good. But as they grow up, they realize that no, they're just not developed to have taken that decision. Me, I kept all my what do you call it, my secondary school days letters. All of them is in a file. My wife can attest to it. It's in a file. And the last time I read it, I realized, those days I thought I really knew things. But what kind of rubbish letters are these? Those are the things I was talking to the girls about. I realized, no, it was, I was really, really, daft. Infantile. And infantile. But at that time, I thought I really knew. I thought I was really smart. So in that discussion, someone must lead that conversation. And that is parent. And you cannot lead through dictation. You can lead through discussion.
Through discussion.
Someone has to, and what it means is that whilst adolescents want the parents to listen, they also have to be prepared to listen.
Who should also be prepared to listen?
Yes, the adolescents should also have to, because it can't be one way. Conversation is not just you go and they tell you you are fired from the hospital from work. Right? The immediate will be panic, will be sadness, but the subsequent response to that information is based on how you think about it. And every parent will respond to any negative news unless they go sit down.
Negative from whose point?
Well, from them. And they will, because what is good news, so it's positive. Yes, what is exciting for them may not be exciting for us. Yes. Because beyond that information, we are thinking about the future implications. But every parent would have to come to a point where they actually, sit back and say, no, I need to allow my adolescent child to also have a voice. And let's come to a compromise.
Let me read a message before I go and talk to the audience. She doesn't give her name, but she says, please, is it right for your parents to make decisions even at age 18?
To make decisions for you.
For you, I guess. That's what she said.
I think what Dr. Arthur just spoke about should answer that person decently. They should listen, and they should be willing to allow the parent to lead. But I think the other part is that parents should also show true leadership.
Hey, true leadership is another topic.
Humble leadership.
Now, there's another one. It says, Mommy, rejection fear is real. Fear of rejection may include a specific early traumatic experience, like Kemi said, such as the loss of a parent, or rejection being abandoned when young, being repeatedly bullied or ridiculed, having a physical condition that makes you different. So, but we're trying to center this about rejection with the parent. Now, let me come to the audience. In all our discussion, do you still think that parents there's more room for improvement with the parents? Persis.
Yes, Mommy, I believe there's more room for improvement. I think this discussion brought to light where our parents fall short. And I believe by watching, they've taken note of everything.
You are saying that it's brought to light where they fall short. But do you think parents agree that they fall short there?
It's about time they did.
Final one.
Debbie.
Where is Debbie passing it on?
Yes, Percy said, I think it's about time parents actually, listen to us as well. And I also like what Dr. Newman said today about the emotional intelligence thing. I think parents should understand that, they should,
The emotional intelligence, he was also talking about adolescents also getting emotional intelligence.
It's on us and it's also on them. So, I don't know how to put it.
It's a two-way street.
Yeah.
Isn't it? Please pass him the microphone.
Okay. Actually, I agree with what Doc said concerning discussion.
So then the parents are on 10, adolescents 1.
Because sometimes the parents are like, no, hey, what is this? Then get away. Don't do this and that. Here, when I was a child, I was always focused and learning, getting straight A's. So you must also focus and stop. There is no time. But sometimes they have to calm down. If I tell you this, then you listen, then okay. So at this age, you know that you are not supposed to do this and that, so don't rush. Take your time. You have the future to. There are things you have to do for your future ahead, like that.
Festus. Whoa.
Mommy, I think.
Speak up.
I think sometimes too the parents put in effort, but we the adolescents.
Sorry, I didn't hear you.
I said sometimes the parents put in much effort, but adolescents don't give the way.
Adolescents.
They do what?
They put in much effort. Like
they put in the effort.
Yes, but adolescents.
Say it again.
I said sometimes the parents put in much effort, but adolescents don't give way. Yes.
Can you elaborate on that? Yeah.
Yes. For instance, to my mother. Yes. For my mother, she is someone who thinks like a young person, because the way she's old, but sometimes she can call you. Festus, I say the year but family. Master one by. Okay. Now, my catcher and say, I saw near the paper.
Okay.
So when you go to a place, what we should be talking about, she wants to know the life that you are living here because she's not with you.
She's not with you.
But if I am someone who is very bad and I don't want her to know what I'm going through, I won't discuss anything with her. But since I've seen that she is the only friend I have and I have to give every information to her, even if I'm sick and I don't tell her and she gets to find from my father that she'll call. Now, son out here.
So she's given the space is there.
Yes.
You know?
But here's the case that if I don't put in my effort, it won't work.
That's interesting. And do you think it's because, like you said, you are away from home?
Not really.
So do you think that if you were living at home, it would still be the same thing?
Those days, like the same thing. You go back from, when you come back from school, they'll ask, homework? Okay, so homework first before food.
Okay. Hey.
Right after food, then you go and wash your socks.
Okay.
The school uniform, they wash it for you. That was the thing that we were doing. But here's the case that now it's like, we think we know much more than the parents because of the era they were on.
That's what you people are thinking. Yes. I remember Michael said that we were born in an era, we grew up in compound houses, so our sense of thinking is very narrow. Hey, yeah.
Mommy, sure.
Winnie.
Mommy, so it's what Festus is saying. He's right too, but taking Ghana into consideration, hardly will you see a parent doing what Festus is talking about. Maybe it's because
Is this based on the research you have done?
Mommy, yes, based on research and based on some personal experiences.
Okay.
Hardly would you see a parent doing what Festus is rare. Maybe out of 100%, I would say 15% of parents do what Festus is talking about. Majority of the parents don't actually, come down to our level to understand us or to even ask us how. They don't create the environment. So we create the environment most of the time. And even when we create it, it's either you are insulted by the end of that conversation or you leave crying.
Hey. So are you emotional?
I think I'll add to what Festus is saying that sometimes they put in much effort and then we don't understand. But I want to ask him that to what extent is that thing done?
Yes.
I think we should look at it in this form. From what he said, the communication is an ongoing, ongoing issue.
Yeah.
What it means is that there will be seasons where the initial reactions may be wrong, but when you go back and respond, gradually you begin to trust each other. And for me, that is where this should get to, where parents are able to trust their people, their people are also able to trust them, the parents also. Because when there's no trust between them at a point, then nobody wants to engage. This one wants to impose, this one wants to avoid. And then there's a gap that creates troubles that anybody doesn't need. Because no parent would want their child to turn out bad. No, it is a no-no.
I mean, from what you're saying, I get the sense that there's a gap we need to close.
Absolutely.
There's a huge gap we need to close. Gap. Communication, emotional, psychological, all of it.
It's a massive gap. You see, okay. So like they all say, like Winnie says, it is sad, but that had been a trend for quite a bit. It's possible that now things are opening up a bit more, but still, that base fear would always be there. But parents should be able to attempt to start balancing. And like I always say, as they are moving along the trajectory, responsibility should be, you should start testing them with responsibility. That's the essence of their growth. Yesterday you had to bathe them. Tomorrow you can't bathe them. You start beating your 15-year-old, you're in trouble.
They'll shut the door.
You're in trouble.
Keep out. Privacy point.
Thank you.
That is when I put the door down.
Thank you. So it's a line. So along every line, parents should understand their responsibilities, how they should act, how they should manage, and it's a learning process. We need to be able to learn.
My boss says I should wrap up. Like I always say, when the discussion is getting interesting, then my boss tells me to wrap up. Just say I'm wrapping up. All too soon, our time is up. Next week, we'll come your way again with another edition of Listen. But I think from next week, we'll be talking about bridging the gap. Or closing it. If we bridge it, the bridge may fall. So we want to close the gap completely. We've only been able to listen to you this afternoon by the support of our kind sponsors, KR Sensu, CH Foods, Better Mold, all our sponsors, and W Emporium. We're very, very grateful to you. Please, you can follow us on Instagram, and the handle is listen_adolescent. Watch us on YouTube, Ali Television Network. Like, subscribe, and share. As always, I'm your host, takyi-appiah. Until I come your way next week with the attempt to bridge the gap or fill it up or close it up, have a beautiful Sunday and stay tuned. To the parents, don't be the most suspicious people on earth. And to the adolescents, not everything is a trap.
Metro TV, insightful and inspiring moments.
It is estimated that about 8,300 million metric tons of virgin plastics have been produced since 1950. Out of this, 6,300 million metric tons have turned to waste. Only 9% is recycled. 79% find itself in our environment and at landfills. The question is, what is the impact of all of this on us, on our health, on our environment,